record, and it is Sunday, September 10th. I can't believe that it's already almost halfway through September. One of my goals every single month is to hit Success Club by the 10th. So it has been super helpful when I've set that goal every single month. Simply because I used to wait until the end of the month and it just drove me crazy, made it less fun, made it something that was more of a task rather than what it really needed to be. So a couple announcements here. Tomorrow is we have the National Wake Up Call every single Monday at 10 a.m. Central. There's always a replay, and I always listen to that. It is always super duper helpful, and it's great to hear from coaches that you might not know very well or might not know much about, and their tips and tricks on how to be successful. That is always in your Coach Online office with the details. Clean Week launches October 3rd. There is a video in your Coach Online office that explains that. That's something that you can be promoting very, very soon after you've maybe hit Success Club this month, and help people start getting signed up for that once October rolls around. But basically, it's a short 7-day program that people can have shakes for a week, kind of get a taste of the nutrition and how we work the nutrition, and also the workouts, and she calls out different exercises from the different programs so people can kind of see what programs they might be interested in and go ahead and roll into a challenge pack. The UK launches in October. It's coming up very, very quickly. So if you have any United Kingdom contacts, I would definitely suggest that you reach out to them or find some. I've been adding myself to interest groups for different things for not Canadians, United Kingdom groups. So just trying to connect with people and even ask people in those groups if they have connections for me to join our team. The Success Club reward for this month is a professional development webcast with Hal Elrod, if you've ever heard of the Morning Miracle book. I have it. I have yet to read it, but I'm super duper excited. I think it would be even more powerful for me because I don't even know, but I get up at 4:15 every day. So if it makes me get up earlier, I don't know if I could do that. But we also, Cassidy and I, have our team rewards that have been posted in the team pages. If you hit Success Club this month, what you will be in for. So, also, I know in my group, I just went live a little bit ago because I was doing my Power Hour tracker, or my Power Hour, and I thought it would be a good idea. I don't know, Cassidy, maybe if you want to talk eventually to your people about doing this, but I'm just going to make a post every single day this week, and you can post a screenshot or a picture of your Power Hour tracker to help you stay accountable, because remember, this is your business. It's nobody else's, push. Nobody else can push you to work your business but you. So if it helps you stay accountable, please do post your Power Hour tracker, and we can really work on making sure that we work our businesses this week in order to hit Success Club and do that early on in the month rather than waiting. So I'm just going to post a Power Hour tracker post, and every single person just post what you did for that day. I will just screenshot my Team Z. Before I did Team Z, I would just literally take a picture on my phone of my Power Hour tracker and just post it under that post. So, sorry, Cassidy, it just kind of happened, but I wanted to announce that because it just got me thinking. It got me thinking, and when I was doing mine. So let's talk today. I don't have many more announcements. Do you have anything?
No, I was just going to say that we can do that in our team too, so I'll do that as well tomorrow, I know.
And I can even share the little graphics that I have for you. So,
okay, yeah, that'd be cool.
Yeah, that way we can all be, kind of encouraging each other and knowing that, we're going to post it to kind of make it a priority in your day, which kind of leads us into our why conversation. Because, you know, if you're not doing your power hour every day, is your why strong enough? And, you know, you might be thinking, what is my why? What does that even mean? And I know that one personal development book that I just downloaded, have not read yet, is Start With Why by Simon Sinek. And I'm super excited to read that one as well. It's amazing how many awesome personal development books there are out there that I just keep adding to my list. And I'm like, okay, I got it. I'm going to read it after this one. But it's a really good one if you're struggling still at the end of this call to figure out your why, just you know, how you can do that. And I remember as a new coach getting started and just coming off of these programs and having these results and being like, oh my gosh, there's no way I just can't not share this. I can't just let people not know about what this has done for me physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. I mean, when it all started out with something I just wanted physically, and just how it became so much more. And I felt selfish then not sharing it. So I think when I first started, that was kind of what my why was to help other people feel what I felt. But then when I realized what the potential of this business was financially, it became a little bit more. So first, I want to kind of preface this by, it's okay if your why changes. And, you know, over time, kind of like your goals, because, you know, once you hit a goal, you don't just say, oh, I'm good, I'm done. You make new goals. So as your why develops, or as you develop as a person, as you develop as an entrepreneur, your why is going to continue to get deeper. But I will tell you, like I said, mine at first was, I just want to help people. And it's true. I'm definitely not lying about that, because obviously it did something for me, and that's why I wanted to start coaching. But then when I found out what it does financially for your family and for you, and all these trips that I'm going on, and you know, all these bills that I'm paying off, and all this money I'm setting aside now for my kids that I didn't get to, my why started to become a little bit deeper. And I really do think that it comes and it starts with that belief in what you're doing. And Simon Sinek talks about how a lot of times, you know, and I think it shows on network marketing, like on Facebook and on social media, the different network marketing companies, they start with what they're selling, and they don't start with why they're selling what they're doing, you know? So it's kind of typically network marketing is typically a kind of backwards model. And I kind of don't want to say this because I forgot exactly how it was, but it was super powerful, and it really had to deal with kind of what I'm talking about. Like Steve Jobs, he was one that started with why. He talked about why he was creating this product all the time. He wasn't talking about what he was creating in order to sell it. He was talking about why he was creating it, that led to how it was being created, led to what the product was. And I think typically when you see somebody post a link on their Facebook about, you know, what they're selling, you see the skincare product and just the link, or you see the, you know, and that's why we say share your story. Don't post your links. Don't post your products. You know, share what it means to you. Share what it does to you. Share why it's important to you. And this is kind of more directly related to, you know, what you're posting, what I'm saying here, but share your why. Don't share your story behind that post. And I think that's how people believe in what you are doing. People don't buy what you do. They buy why you believe it. So it all kind of comes back to our why. So that's more of the posting realm, but we want to talk specifically even more about finding your why in the business aspect. Okay. So Danita said it best. She asked, and we talked about this on the call last week. Danita said, all these people come to me and say, I want this for my kids. And then when they don't show up every single day, she says, do you really want it for your kids? Do you really? Because not showing up for your kids every day is what you're doing. So, and that was a huge truth bomb for me. You know, I was like, there's days where I don't want to work my business, where I have been cleaning, I've been cooking, I've been working my other job all day, I've been doing all this stuff, and I let it get the best of me. But that's when I'm not thinking of my why, because that's not going to get me anywhere in my business. So I think if your why is not powerful enough, you can start with your why, but then ask yourself why you want that why, and keep honing in on that why until you can't answer it anymore. So before I say anything more, Cassidy, do you have anything to add?
I think just a good way to dig deeper into your why too is to literally keep asking yourself why. So, you know, you say, my why is that I want to help people. Well, why do you want to help people? You know, what is that going to do for you? And then when you really think about your goals, and maybe those are what you feel is your why, like think about income goals you have. You know, maybe you want to make $100,000. Okay, that's a goal, but that's not your why. Your why isn't the money. Your why is what the reason behind that. So why do you want to make $100,000? What would you do with that $100,000? Are you going to get a new pet? Are you going to spend time with your family? Are you going to travel the world with your spouse? Are you going to go on your dream vacation? What are you going to do with that $100,000? Are you going to pay off your student loan debt? You know, what is that going to do for you? And that's what's going to help you dig deeper into that why that drives you, because you have to have a why that drives you no matter what. The why that you show up no matter what. The why that gets you out of bed every morning. The why that keeps you going and pushing even when times are tough, when this business is hard, when things aren't going as planned, when because life happens for all of us. And, you know, it's easy to see successful people and think that, you know, they just have it easy, and they don't. And that we all go through things, and we all, you know, have, like, look what's going on right now in our world. So many people are going through, you know, tragedy with their home and families and all of these things. Like, life happens to every single one of us. So if you're using life happening as an excuse, then, you know, you're not going to get anywhere. Because if you give up every time life gets hard, you're limiting yourself, and you're only going to ever get to that point. So, you know, you have to have a why that is going to drive you when things aren't easy, when things aren't going well, when it's tough. Because if you push past that, that's when you really are going to be so successful, and when your business is going to completely transform. But it's that consistency of, you know, showing up every day, even if some days all you can do is the bare minimum. You know, that's okay. I'm not saying that every single day you have to go, you know, 10 times every single day. If, you know, you have set these goals for yourself to get 20 invites out a day, and you have a day where your life is just turned upside down, and you're only, you know, maybe you set a minimum for yourself that no matter what, I'm going to get 5 or I'm going to get 10. Then just doing your minimum, getting your workout in, getting your shake in, doing your PD, just doing your minimum at least, and realizing that keeping that snowball going and building that consistency is going to help you so much. But it comes to having that why. And, you know, once you figure out what your why is, because it's going to be different for each and every one of us, because what motivates me is going to be totally different than what motivates you. And so, you know, it's nice to look at me or at Carrie and what our whys are, and like, okay, maybe we want to be an elite top 10 coach and we want to be recognized on that stage at Summit. You know, that's cool, but maybe that's not what you want, or that doesn't motivate you. That's not your why. So don't look at other people and try to, you know, use their why and be their life and find their success, but find your own why, and find what's going to personally drive you, what pulls at your heartstrings, you know, because it is totally different for everyone. And like we said, it's going to change over time too. So, you know, my first couple months as a coach, being an elite coach obviously wasn't a goal for me, and I didn't have a why that related to that. Or, you know, making $100,000 in this business wasn't something that was, you know, a goal for me in the first couple months of this business, because I didn't honestly even know that was a possibility at the time. So your why is going to change over time, just like your goals are. but making sure that you find that why that, you know, is going to drive you and is going to push you to push past the hard times, because every single one of us go through struggles in life. Every single one of us have life happen. Every single one of us get knocked down. But if you don't get back up and you don't have a why that's going to help you get back up, then you're not going to go anywhere. So you have to find that why, and you got to dig deep, and sometimes you might lose sight of it. So just going over that again and, you know, really digging into that and thinking about doing some PD. You can even watch videos on how to find your why. Simon has some too, you know, or just YouTube galore videos. There's PD books for it too, but just really figuring out what motivates and drives you. For me, it's the freedom. I want the freedom. I want to be able to I don't want to have to go back to working a 9 to 5 and doing, you know, 1 million hours a week and never seeing my boyfriend, and, you know, eventually when I have a family, never seeing my kids, and just working all the time and not being able to go on vacations and all these things. Like, I don't want that. And that is my why, is that freedom for me. And being able to have that freedom is really important to me and something that drives me. So you have to find what drives you, and then remind yourself of it. So set an alarm on your phone so that when you wake up every day, it says my why, and you read it out loud to yourself, you know, and you can put a picture, or set an alarm, you know, with an affirmation too, so that you're constantly saying that every single day and reminding yourself. Because when you wake up in the morning and you want to hit snooze and you see your why, it's going to help you get up in the morning and get those things done. So, you know, if that helps you, then do that.
I love that. That's, you know, one of my driving forces is knowing that my kids are the start of my why. You know, I mean, I could go in depth about it right now, but they are what motivates me. So a picture of them whenever especially when I don't want to work my business and I'm feeling exhausted, or I'm feeling like I want to sleep in, just having that picture of them motivates me. So whatever you can do to motivate you and help you remember that why is so helpful. Brittany, you said you had something to add?
Yeah. So I had a new coach call earlier this week with a girl, and in my new coach calls, I always tell them to find out what their why is and, you know, why they want to do this. And she told me she didn't know what her why was. So we just started talking. I was like, okay, well, you know, she doesn't have kids. She actually works from home for her job, and she makes good money. So she's like, that's not a thing for me. And I was like, okay. I was like, let's think about this. I was like, what do you want to do from here on out? Like, I asked her, what's her bucket list? And so she started, well, I want to go on this retreat thing. She's into like soulful things. I don't know, like I can't think of it, like reading spirits and stuff. So it was new to me. Hold on, I'm on a call. Okay. And so Braxton Burt. Sorry, guys. So she said she wanted to go on this retreat thing and then travel with her husband. I go, well, that's your why right there. I was like, you know, you're not able to do that right now. So that's why you want to do this business and get to be able to do those things. I was like, because right now you're saying you can't do them. So make that your why, that you can do them, and make it drive. So that's kind of why actually I posted earlier asking people what on their bucket list they would like to do. I don't know if any of you saw that post, but it helped me reach out to some of those people and tell them, well, hey, why can't you do this on your bucket list? So that was one thing I was able to reach out to people, and it was a good thing to keep your Facebook getting people interested or re-looking at your Facebook page. So if you struggle with your why, maybe just think of your bucket list. So. And sorry for my child.
Thanks for sharing. Yeah, that's good information. I think, you know, even with her, like, why does she want to go on that, retreat? I mean, things like that, just keep digging. Like Cassie said, keep digging for that. If you can no longer say why, then I think you've dug deep, I mean, you don't just want to hit the surface of it. You really want to dig deep to why that is important to you. So I absolutely love everything that was on this call. And I do think, it brings me back, like I said, to when I was a brand new coach and I was thinking of my why, and it was just, yeah, maybe I want to make a little extra money. But as my business started to grow, my goals started to grow and my why started to grow. But I really do think that if I would have dug deeper from a quicker kind of at the beginning, then things would have grown even faster for me. So I feel like there was something else. But I really did like that quote that Simon Sinek says, is people don't buy what you do, they buy what you believe in. So, that goes for anything that we do, anything that you post, anything that you say to yourself. If you don't 100% believe it yourself, how are other people going to as well? So did anybody have anything else they wanted to add tonight with their why? I know it's kind of a broad subject, because it's different for everybody, but it is something important to note and to think about, because honestly, the people who are succeeding in this business are the people who have whys and don't give up at the why that they started with. And that pushes them to work their business, which pushes them to succeed, even when the times are tough. I know Cassie said at the beginning, oh gosh, I'm trying to think of exactly how she worded this. But I will tell you a little bit of a story real quick. When I started my business, it was, and this kind of goes into excuses. I don't know. So I think excuses and your why and showing up, they all kind of intertwine and they all kind of feed into one another. But when I first started this business, well, actually before I started the business, the new year came and I thought, my son had been going through some stuff, some surgeries, and every single thing that I looked back on, any situation that happened during those times, during those tough times, I always led my mind to think towards the negative. And there was and it just, I think if you think that way, everything starts to spiral that way. But so then the new year came and I made my New Year's resolution to be just to look on the bright side of every situation. And, so then I finally got to the point with my son's illness at the time to realize that, there's nothing I can change about the situation. But I am thankful that he can be helped and he can be fixed and a surgery can fix it. It stinks that he has to go through it, but we're blessed overall. So right when I started taking these negative thoughts and kind of turning these situations into positives, then it started leading more towards the positives. And that's things that I can share with people because most likely people can relate to that. But the thing is, it helped me at that point realize that I wanted people to be able to relate to that. I wanted people to be helped by me. And then it just kind of led one thing to another. So I think if you take anything from this call, it's to dig deeper into your why. Think more positively, because that's when you're going to not accept excuses for yourselves. Every time a coach comes to me and tells me they didn't work their business, I just kind of throw my hands up, because it's not me you need to explain it to. It's not my business. I have my own struggles and days where I don't want to. So when I think if you ever feel like, you need to explain anything, it's not me that you need to explain it to. It's not Cassidy that you need to explain it to. It's not Brittany you need to explain it to. It's, are you working towards your why? Are you your why? Not my why, your why. So I think that's something to remember as you put forth the effort every single day. So, like I said, is there anything anybody else wants to add as I get off my soapbox here? No? Okay. One more quick announcement. A few of us are going to Charleston on Thursday. And what does that mean? That means, first of all, that's something you could look forward to and you could be joining. Because I remember last time when they were all in California in January, I was like, there's no way I'm missing out on the next one. There's no way. And so I set my goals high to be able to get to these trips, to get to the Success Club trips, going to Mexico in April. You are all, it's all at your fingertips as well. So that's another cool thing that happens when you shoot for your why, is you get rewarded for things like that. So we're going to Charleston on Thursday, and we are hosting a coach sneak peek on Friday night. And what that means is every single person that you know or don't know and want to know, or that want to coach, that want to get fit, that don't want to coach, but you don't know if they want to coach, anybody, you can invite them to just check out this sneak peek. It's a live sneak peek event from Charleston. We will be there as a group. And awesome, Brittany already sent 20 invites for it. My goal is to have 100 people watching. And I'm going to, go crazy all week, just inviting people to it and saying, hey, like, our team is literally in Charleston right now. This is what you can be a part of. Have you ever thought about it? Have you ever thought about coaching? You want to see if it's right for you? It's a no pressure event. Feel free to watch it, and I'll check in with you right after. In the files in our team pages, we have a script that you can use to invite people to that live coach sneak peek event. So I definitely recommend you go to those files and you check those out. It's in both of our team pages, and we send that out to as many people as you can. If, what I do is I go through people who have ignored me and ignored multiple challenge group invites, and I send that to them. And honestly, the last time I did that, people were like, yeah, I'll check it out. It's a no pressure event. There's nothing that, is forcing them to do anything. It's just having them watch and see what we do, and just getting them exposed to what we do is all we can ask for. Because that's how we're going to grow our teams. So invite. That's on Friday. The link we will post this week in our team pages, and also it'll be on Juvo. So definitely be able to tune in yourselves, because if you kind of need that jump start to kind of see what it's about, I definitely tuned in at the California one just because I was like, oh my gosh, goals right there. I want to be at that stuff. So you guys can be at the next one with us as well. But yeah, invite like crazy, and that's all I really have to say. I'm super pumped, and I can't believe Charleston is this week. So yeah, what else? Anybody?
I think that's it. Digging deep into your why, and just keep asking yourself why when you start thinking about it, to figure out your why, and then having it in front of you so that it can drive you every day, and just showing up no matter what, and having that consistency, and realizing that this is a business and it's going to take time to grow and build. But if you show up consistently, it will build and grow. And just not just looking at, realizing that the short-term sacrifices are what's going to get you to those long-term goals. So not just looking at where do you want to be, this week or this month or a year from now, but where do you want to be 5 years from now? And if this business takes you 3 to 5 years to build, but you're able to completely, retire and maybe retire your spouse, then isn't that worth it? Most businesses, you cannot do that in 3 to 5 years. So think about that, and just realize, think about what you truly want from this and what you're willing to sacrifice to make it happen.
Awesome. I love it. And next week we will talk to you kind of about a recap of what we discussed in Charleston, and some different things that we have to share with you. So I can't wait to do that. And you guys, let's all rock our week. Make sure that you're doing your power hour every day for you and your why. Make sure you're taking care of yourself for you every single day. And we will post those Power Hour trackers in the team pages that you can do a screenshot of and help hold yourself accountable every single day. So you guys all rock. Thanks for being here tonight, and let us know if you have any questions at any point in time. So everybody have a good night. I will talk to you later.
Carrie, check your message.
Yes. Okay, bye guys.
Bye.